Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Yeah, as we're heading into the weekend, in yesterday's late video, I took a look at the bigger picture. So feel free to check that out as well if you didn't do that and if you are missing a picture or a view of the big picture. Of course, we also have the long-term charts in our long-term video library. Make sure you pick the last one, and then you can also see the charts in which we're tracking the all-time high targets for various coins. But of course, like with all of them, they first need to complete their overall corrections. Here on the Bitcoin chart, the situation is pretty much unchanged. Very boring. I think due to the lack of volume that we have as well, and the ongoing sideways structure, and the fact that Bitcoin and also Ethereum are caught in this range, you have to expect sideways movement on the weekend. So yeah, prepare for boring sideways action. I think it's worth to prepare for that. But yeah, by all means, feel free to keep an eye on the chart late on Sunday. And I would still obviously be very happy if you're still watching the videos, but not much is going to happen on the weekend. I assume it would be surprising. Bitcoin can also surprise all the time, but they typically don't do that on a Saturday or Sunday, especially not when they are caught in a price range like this. This can take a little while. Yeah, this can still carry on for a while. And we want to talk about possible breakout points in this video. Be aware that, again, typically on a weekend, we don't see those breakouts. The volume is low, not in a market like this, typically not. But late Sunday, towards the end of the weekly candle, we can sometimes see high volatility, or at least higher volatility. And then typically nothing is going to happen until the US stock market opens again on Monday. Now, here at MCO, we typically use the weekend for some education. Yeah, on Sunday we have our member live stream, so feel free to check that out. It's always educational. We also cover some chart requests for members and so on. So if you're interested in a membership, check it out. You can find the links in the video description. But yeah, the situation is basically unchanged. Bitcoin is still set up for lower potentially to round about 24K next. First of all, it needs to break below the 50% retracement level at 25,350. And this would also be the previous swing low of the third wave, which was made on the 17th of August. That needs to be broken. And then also here, this swing low of the 1st of September, or all around 25,350, around that 50% FIB level. Some exchanges show a little bit lower, some exchanges a little bit higher. Futures, I think, show a little bit lower. That's normal. There is a difference. They are different markets. Yes, they sort of influence each other, the spot market and the futures market, but they are still different markets. Make sure that you understand that. And also, because crypto is still a little bit like the Wild West, different exchanges tend to have slightly different prices. So breakout point to the downside is clearly 25,350, plus minus a few dollars because of the volatility. You can see how often the price reacted to that range. Just be aware of that. Breakout point to the upside, 26,450. It is this tight range, yeah. And a break above it could send it all the way up to 27,580. That would be most likely a corrective rally though. At the moment, I'm tracking this as a high B wave, or a B wave generally. It could also be a wave 2. Yeah, I had a few questions from people, could it be a wave 2? Did we get here a 3 and a 4 and a 5? I mean, absolutely, it is a valid interpretation that we say this is a wave 1 of wave 5 and it goes a little lower. That is something that's absolutely possible. Either way, nothing changed. So we expected potentially a, let's say, rally into resistance all the way up to potentially the 50% FIB level. That all happened. I have no reason to change the wave count as long as it still works. Even if this is a wave 2 correction, we would still expect lower afterwards. So it doesn't really have an impact on the analysis or any trading decisions, in my opinion. But this here, if we have it labeled like that, the wave 3 wasn't quite long enough, and the wave 4 was a little too shallow, and the wave 5 was also very anemic, very short. So I prefer to have some healthy waves, healthy waves. Let me take that out. And therefore, I decided from the beginning to expect a healthy wave 4, a more substantial wave 4, and I made you aware that we can expect a more, something that takes a little bit of time, okay? And I saw this healthy wave 4, so I'm happy with it. And now it's time to go down. If it breaks above 26,450, yeah, then I would explore, okay, is it maybe a wave 2? But there's no way of saying it will go higher. even if you're tracking it as a wave 2 now, yeah, even if I say, okay, look, this move down was a wave 1, this is a wave 2, you would probably also consider this, that it's complete now. And you would also leave the door open for potentially higher, which I'm doing as well. So there is no change. It doesn't matter if I'm tracking this as a wave 4 or a wave 2. It doesn't make any difference. So it's just that obviously against 26,450, in both scenarios we would focus on lower, knowing however that if that level breaks, it will unlock prices potentially all the way up to 27,580. And I'm very honest with you, the way I tracked it, yeah, the 26,450 level was spot on. And I would not have tracked that level in a wave 2 scenario. Why? Because I would measure the fibs differently. So that's why I focus on this as a wave 4. Because if I say, okay, this was a wave 1, and then I would use these fibs, and they are slightly different. So the 50% fib level here would have been 26,750. So it's a little bit too high, right? So therefore, I think this is spot on. I mean, if it breaks, it breaks, and then we expect higher. But it would just be a larger corrective wave. So from that point of view, it doesn't matter if it's a wave 4 or a wave 2. For anybody who commented, I understand that, I appreciate it. And it's a valid interpretation that it's a wave 2 already. But in both scenarios, we would probably focus on lower anyway. The question is just further down the line, how low do we go? That's true, that will make an impact. But again, there's no way of knowing that at the moment. My interpretation is that the next low could be, it could be the last one. But certainly it will depend on the next rally afterwards that I will also use to determine how I position myself for the next move. As I said, after the next move, if we make another low and the move up is corrective, I am looking for a short trade. If the next move is impulsive and we get a 3-wave pullback, I will buy the setback in an attempt to trade higher. So that's why I think the next move down will be very, very important. It's interesting to see that a lot of altcoins currently show that maybe one more low and that could be it, at least for now. Yeah. Well, that's basically the situation at the moment on the Bitcoin chart. So expect boring weekend. If you're interested in checking out crypto and you're not a member, then feel free to check out the membership. If you're bored on the weekend, we offer plenty of education in the membership, chat rooms, a weekly live stream on Sunday, always educational. You will have hours of work if you join the membership, if you're willing to learn. So yeah, hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also make sure you follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.